4 people been arrested, including 2 convicted felons, after officers seized drugs while responding to a property on report of a battery. The incident occurred at around 11 p.m. on the 26th of June 2022, when deputies responded to a home located at 5442 29th Place Southwest in Naples, Florida. When officers arrived at the property, they observed narcotics in plain view inside the residence. The officers contacted their narcotics detective and obtained a search warrant of the home, which was executed in a few hours later that same night. During the search, they recovered fentanyl, meth, cocaine, and other drugs as well as ammunition. 37-year-old Wayne LeBlanc is charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. 33-year-old Kayla Marlowe is charged with possession of firearm ammunition by a convicted felon and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. 52-year-old Norma Gable is charged with possession of narcotic paraphernalia, and 60-year-old Kim Phillips is charged with possession of a controlled substance, amphetamine, and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. Kayla and Norman are convicted felons. It's reported that all 4 individuals lived at the property. They are held in custody at the Collier County Jail as the investigation into the matter continues. On the 22nd of June 2022, the authorities responded to a residence in Roseland, Louisiana, where James reportedly poured acid and toilet bleach on the victim's face, causing chemical burns. The victim also suffered major bruising to her body, as well as a punctured lung and a busted eardrum. On the 25th of June, the authorities announced they obtained arrest warrants against James on charges of aggravated battery, domestic abuse, child endangerment, protective order violation, false imprisonment, and failure to appear. The sheriff's officers asked for the public's help in gathering any information leading to James's location and arrest. Deputies did not release the victim's name. 40-year-old Cedric Carson Douglas has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of felonious assault after allegedly attacking a woman with a machete. The incident occurred on the 23rd of June 2022, when the authorities responded to the tennis courts in the 2000 block of DeWeese Parkway in Dayton, Ohio, on reports of a stabbing. When officers arrived at the scene, the female victim told police she had a brief discussion with a man about a parking spot. She said that the man became upset and struck her in the back and neck with a machete while it's still in its sheath. She said he then removed the sheath and struck her on the top of the head with the exposed blade, causing a large gash that required stitches to close. After the attack, the man left with a dog in a brown vehicle. Officers identified Cedric as a suspect based off a previous interview describing the man, his dog and car, as well as a partial license plate. The following day, Cedric was arrested and taken into custody. On the 27th of June, he was arraigned at the Dayton court on 2 counts of felonious assault. He's held at the Montgomery County Jail on a $50,000 bond. 18-year-old Joshua Martinez has been arrested and charged with aggravated assault for stabbing another man working on his mother's car. The incident occurred late at night on the 24th of June 2022, when the authorities were called to a convenience store located in the 5400 block of 50th Street in Lubbock, Texas. When officers arrived, they found the stabbing victim in the driver's seat of the SUV with the hood open. The victim was working on the car for Joshua's mother when Joshua came out from nowhere right before the stabbing. Joshua's mother told the investigators maybe he thought the victim was standing too close to her. Joshua told the investigators he saw the victim with a screwdriver in his hand and he felt it was a do-or-die situation, so he stabbed the man. The authorities said that Joshua did not advise of any other reason for stabbing the man. The authorities said the victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Joshua was arrested and charged with aggravated assault and is held at the Lubbock County Detention Center on a $50,000 bond. On the 24th of June 2022, 43-year-old William Bunch was taken into custody after being charged with 2 counts of murder in the death of his 31-year-old girlfriend Vanessa Anderson and their unborn child. The events came to light at around 5:12 p.m. on the 8th of October 2021, when the authorities responded to the 1600 block of Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in Racine, Wisconsin, after Vanessa's tenant found her lifeless body inside an apartment. When officers arrived at the scene, they noticed significant amounts of blood. There were signs of a struggle throughout the apartment and indications that a cleanup had been attempted. Vanessa had puncture wounds to her stomach, arms and legs. The investigators found a blade that had been part of a pair of scissors, as well as a broken broom handle at the scene. The authorities said that the broom handle was a weapon used to kill Vanessa. In the bathroom, the investigators found a mop bucket and baby wipes and a washcloth in the sink that appeared to be saturated with blood next to a bar of white soap, as well as other evidence indicating an attempt to clean the scene. An autopsy later determined that Vanessa died of blunt force trauma and her unborn child died from a lack of blood flow, resulting from its mother's death. The investigators questioned William, but he said he didn't have anything to do with Vanessa's death, and that the GPS on his phone would show that he was not in the area when she was killed. He also claimed that the baby wasn't his, and he said that his DNA might be found at the scene because of his relationship with Vanessa. A citizen later spoke with investigators to report that William asked to borrow a crowbar to break into Vanessa's home in order to kill her and take care of the situation because she was threatening to ruin his life. That citizen declined to give the crowbar to William, and that happened 3 to 4 days before the murder. The citizen told the police that William intentionally did not bring his cell phone to Vanessa's home. Vanessa was scheduled to have a C-section on the 18th of October 2021. She survived by 2 daughters aged 12 and 13. The authorities said that family and friends of Vanessa said she was excited about having the child and that her relationship between herself and William was toxic. DNA evidence also confirmed that William was the father of the unborn child. William is held at the Racine County Jail on a $1 million bond. He faces charges of first-degree intentional homicide with the use of a dangerous weapon and first-degree intentional homicide of an unborn child with a dangerous weapon. If convicted, he faces life in prison. A restaurant worker has been killed and another critically injured after a man opened fire after arguing with them about the amount of mayonnaise they put on his sandwich. The incident occurred at around 6:30 p.m. on the 26th of June 2022, while 26-year-old Brittany Macon and her best friend 24-year-old Jada Statham were working at a Subway store located at 74 Northside Drive Southwest in Atlanta, Georgia. A customer became upset because his sandwich had too much mayonnaise in it. Brittany offered to make another one, but the customer refused and started yelling and became aggressive. He was asked to leave, and they called the police when he walked outside and opened fire into the store. The gunfire fatally struck Brittany, and Jada was struck in the stomach and back. The manager on duty at the time returned fire, but missed while the suspect fled. Jada was rushed to a local hospital in a critical condition and underwent emergency surgery. The injured employee's 5-year-old son was also present during the ordeal, but was unharmed. Police have arrested a 36-year-old male suspect in connection with the shooting. His name has not yet been publicly released. It's unclear what charges he will face. The authorities praised a witness who gave them crucial information that led to the arrest.